Welcome, everyone, back to the front office report. Today, we're going to talk about Copa America so far. Nations have had, I believe, two games each. Today, we're expecting another game later on, including Colombia, Peru, which is going to be a good one. Today, we're going to talk about a bit more of Chile and their performance. And then we're going to dive into other topics as well. But just as a quick heads up, if you haven't been watching, Brazil, as per usual, dominating. Argentina getting a tie with Chile and beating Uruguay. Chile doing the same score. We're tied up with Argentina in our standings. Paraguay pretty much demolished Bolivia 3-1. A couple of scores there worth watching. But what about you guys? How do you feel? Have you guys seen a little bit of Chile playing? Any questions? What are your thoughts on Ben Brereton?
Yeah, I
Our
think
Messiah?
that's probably the best thing I've taken from that. That a man from Blackburn is just killing it for Chile. Hilarious. But it looks as though Chile, I mean, they've got one win, one draw. Argentina, of course, is one of the favorites, so I don't think you're too disappointed with a draw from that. How have you felt as a Chilean man in terms of the performance? Do you think there's actually potential for going far in the tournament with what you've seen so far?
Yeah, it's mixed feelings. Just because it's like, yes, I do believe we can make it far again, but it's always when is this going to be the last time? Because the big stars, getting old and everything. When is it going to be the time that we're going to have to go back and sit down in reality and take a bit of like fighting for the fifth place for the World Cup qualifiers? But so far, live in the present. I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. I'm super, super, super thrilled that we're having a guy like Ben Brereton. I said it when I was playing, when I was watching the game, and I also ran into Twitter and I saw someone else say it as well, which he gives a little bit of Marcelo Salas vibes, which is very, very, very enticing.
I mean, fair. It doesn't he have? I think he has a Chilean
Mother,
mother, is
yeah.
it? Yeah. I mean, he's not going to get into England, so why not
I
go and
saw a tweet.
Chile?
What was it? England's goals today 0, and then
Brereton
British
Diaz.
guy playing in
Yeah,
Chilean national
yeah.
team's goals today 1.
One.
You
Yeah.
know,
Well, so
um,
actually, I was surprised to see Sanchez not playing in the game against Bolivia. Is he injured or was that like a tactical reason?
yeah, no, he's injured. I believe it's more like, okay, sure he's injured, but also kind of like, okay, we can sit you down and rest you because at the end of the day, it's 4 out of 5 go through in the group stage. So
Yeah.
as long as
4 out of
we're
5. Really?
yeah, well, because
That's a lot of people to go through.
yeah, it is. It is. Well, I mean, you guys have the 4 best third places, whatever.
Yeah, I guess, but you might as well I will just send you all through, and then we'll do a knockout from
Yeah.
there. Why
Well,
not?
so the thing is that initially it's always 12 teams, right? And because we only have 10, we usually invite 2. In which case, sometimes it's the U.S. and Mexico. This year was supposed to be Japan, I believe, and Qatar. So because of COVID, they couldn't make it. So they decided, you know what? We'll do 2 different groups. It's the only way to really deal with 10, and we'll put 4 of each, and then we'll have the firsts against the fourths, the seconds against the thirds, and
Oh
the
yeah,
closing.
yeah, yeah.
So with that in mind, you're trying to play without Alexis and trying to get there. So then in group stage, you have Alexis and Brereton, which is honestly, I'm so excited to see Brereton play with Alexis because my take out of on the game, yeah, it was a 1-0. We should have won like 4-5-0 easily. It's the same game that we had against Bolivia for the World Cup qualifiers. It's just us going on target all the time. But the point is that, Ben Brereton was what I really enjoyed was his positioning. Like I've never seen this guy play in Blackburn, but the guy was empty 4 or 5 other times, and he just never got the ball. I don't know if it's because they didn't see him, or maybe because these older strikers that used to be in their prime are gonna be like, I'm not gonna let this 22-year-old kind of take my spotlight here. But yeah, no, this guy played amazing.
But doesn't he play in the same position as Sanchez, like on that left wing? So would you then just move Sanchez to the right, or if you feel that Chile has a bit of a lack of creativity, would you play like a kind of 4-2-3-1 and then put Sanchez in the middle? Like, where do you think Sanchez fits in the equation if both him and Brereton are starting?
Well, I would put Alexis either in the middle and the right wing there, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Ben played as the 4-4-2 at the top 2 with Vargas, so he played as a full-on striker, and that's what I like about the guy. That big striker. We tend to. It's so funny because we tend to do so many crossings, and I'm always wondering why we are so short. compared to everyone else. Why are we doing so many crossings? So now we finally have big center backs, and now we have a big forward. So I'm very excited. One thing that I will take away that I didn't enjoy was Vidal's reaction. So just to give you guys a little bit of a context there, he got pulled out at minute 68, and the guy just had a temper. He just decided to, take on the, I don't know, it wasn't the captain's of it, because he's never going to be captain, but he took he took out the string and like smacked it, and like went to sit down alone, took off his shoes and acting all diva. Look, you're good, Vidal, but grow up. It's time. You're about to retire.
But is he? Yeah, but is he good? Like I think he's more like at the twilight of his career. Like, and even then, I was always very surprised at kind of the last few teams that have bought him, because they think or they believe that he's still that box-to-box player, but he doesn't have the legs anymore. He doesn't have the stamina anymore. Like, maybe I would say the last decent team he was still that box-to-box vibe was Bayern Munich. But I think after that, he's kind of lost his flair. I don't know, not that I'm thinking he's a bad player. He's just not that elite box-to-box player that everyone thinks he is or was.
I don't know, you, Gabo, you'd probably be able to say more about this because you watch him more often, or at least when he's playing for Chile. But you could potentially sort of see him. I know when Gerrard got sort of later into his career, he sort of dropped back a little bit, was just sort of playing that like quarterback role, spraying passes, recycling possession. Could you not see Vidal potentially taking on a bit more of that role and just sort of hopefully being a bit of a leader for the team when he's not having a little tantrum? Just sort of keeping the ball, because he's not going to lose his technical ability necessarily.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, to me, he's still the good player that he has been. The only thing going against him is age, I'm assuming. That, and obviously his personality and character being very detrimental to his and his peers' careers. But I love his defensive style. I love that he always goes for the ball and he does clutch tackles. Yeah, sure, some look very aggressive, but he actually doesn't get the yellow card, so it's worth it. His ball movement is insane. His shooting is insane. I really do like him as a soccer player. He's one of my favorite ones to watch, after Charles Aranguiz and Gary Medel. But yeah, this behavior has got to end. Like, at the end, I was so surprised. I was like, dude, if they take you out at 68 minutes, take it as a compliment. Take it as like, hey, we're against Bolivia, we're winning. Maybe we want to rest you to have you good against Uruguay, who we play against tomorrow. Like, why do you have to be such a so negative about it?
Loser. Yeah.
Like, and that's why Claudio Bravo is the captain that we need, and that's the key. I was talking to one of my friends back home, and he mentioned that having Bravo is one of the big things that this team needed. Having him back as a goalkeeper, because he is the captain that we need. That person moving the team forward. So we have a good future. So we'll see where that takes us. We're gonna play against Uruguay tomorrow, so that's gonna be rough.
Prediction?
But honestly, I saw them play against Argentina. They weren't that strong. And so I say maybe we can get a 2-1 cheeky win. But if I'm gonna talk from with the brain, we don't really play well against Uruguay most of the time. So
it doesn't sound that convinced, Gabo.
Not.
Yeah, I mean, I think from my knowledge of Chile and Uruguay, I would say Uruguay have more of those sort of game changers. But again, I mean, Argentina, they only beat them 1-0. I think it could go either way. I think there's a chance for you to nick a result, but I think it's going to be tough. Yeah, I could see it being a bit of a dead rubber. Uruguay nick a 1-0 and sort of
yeah.
that.
I definitely think it's going to be a low scoring game.
Yeah. To my friends would call me right now and be like hincha de cartón, which basically means cardboard fan. So it's like a bad fan. So to those people, I say, yes, I'm sorry, but I will still watch the game. I will still scream the games, and I will still hope that we can make it far.
But like, from a non-cardboard fan, if you're just like a realistic person, from what you've seen from Chile, and like, I think we can all agree that aside from Argentina, Brazil are definitely the fan favorites. Would Chile have a chance? Because I saw the game against Brazil where they just like dominated, completely destroyed both in both their games. Their goal difference is like, I think 7 across 2 games and clean sheet in both, right? So it's just like pure domination. Do you see they have a chance? And I mean, did you watch the game, by the way? Did you watch the Brazil game?
Yeah. Brazil, was it Peru? Yeah, Peru.
Yeah.
Brazil, Peru.
4-0, yeah.
Brazil is just doing their classic old joga bonito,
My pick for the winners, man. Just say that was my pick.
Look, I mean, talking from the heart, especially because Brazil is always our kryptonite. They've eliminated us from a devastated moment for all Chileans. I'm sorry to bring it up, my friends, but when we got eliminated from the World Cup, the year that we could have actually,
had the peak of the golden generation, right?
Yeah, like we had tied against Germany. We had played, we had beaten Spain 2-0. Amazing year. But yeah, just Brazil's our kryptonite. So I don't see that changing, especially not in Brazil. Hey guys, so as you can see, we recorded that before the Uruguay-Chile game. So I just wanted to add a little bit more info on that, a little bit of a post-match review. Overall take, pretty good, pretty decent game. We managed to salvage a point given the circumstances. And just to quickly get into it, the circumstances were that essentially we had quite a bit of injuries that could be harmful. We still don't have much information on what's going on. It was Vargas that had a bit of a quad issue. Pulgar, I believe it was the same issue. Vidal looked a little hurt when he got out. So it gave some time for the other youngsters to come in and debut a little bit. All in all, we do have a game coming up against Paraguay, another team that is very high paced. So hopefully we'll, those injuries aren't too bad, and we can get these guys back and running for that game, and try and secure the at least top two, second or third place. At the end of the day, fourth place still gets us through, but it also gets us against Brazil, which is a little bit of a harder challenge, if you'd like to say that. Anyway, other takes would be, Ben Brereton, my guy, really well. As I mentioned before, positioning excellent, but most importantly, just creating spaces, moving around. The guy is quick. I was kind of surprised when I saw him run after the ball, to create or ask for a long pass. Whether he got it or not, that's a different story, but wow, he's pretty quick. Good take overall. Vargas, had a beautiful goal. Even the setup was amazing by Ben Brereton with the assist. Really good. But another quick, kind of mishap was that we were playing 10 men towards the end. I believe it was the last 20 minutes. Essentially is, you have 5 subs per game, 5 players that you can sub in, sub out, but you only have 3 windows to do it. We had used up all those windows, and then Ere Pulgar happened and we had to take him out, and we just didn't have the window open to do it. So you could have done like maybe 1 change here, then 2 changes in another, and then 2 changes in the other, and that's how you get your 5 players in. There's no way that we could have see that coming. Anyways, the outlook for Paraguay, as I mentioned, it's going to be on Thursday. If we can tie, I believe we will be able to secure a good spot, depending on how Uruguay ends up over the last 2 games. But good. I mean, it's sad that we almost had it. We had Luciano Arriagada, that plays for the domestic league, almost scoring, the game winner, the 2-1 that I had actually predicted, but fortunately it didn't happen. A lot of people say that it was him choking. I totally disagree. It's just a really shot to make at that angle. But it would have been really good for his morale as a nice debut. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Hopefully we'll get more info on these injuries. Hopefully they're not too long lasting, and hopefully we can get to the knockout stages with all these injuries behind us and Alexis back in the game, and manage to go through super far. So really excited. If you guys liked this content and you guys want more of a one-on-ones, or if you guys want more of the kind of the vibe that we did before, let us know in the comments. Let us know what you guys think of the whole Chile squad. I'll try and answer any questions if you guys have any. Like, subscribe to the videos, and I appreciate you guys sticking around. Take care. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like hearing us ramble about sports, feel free to subscribe at the top right, check out the next videos on the left, and feel free to leave us a like at the bottom. Thank you guys for watching.